Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this beautiful conference. I hope you're having a great time in Labov. Unfortunately, I'm not present with you, but in my thoughts, I am really with you, supporting you and your work. My name is Hrvoje. I'm physiotherapist and I work in daycare center Mali Dom or Little Home in English in Zagreb, Croatia. Today, I will be presenting a work regarding family-oriented approach and motor learning through routine-based activities. Just give me 1 second to share my screen. And I believe now you can see my presentation. So, as I mentioned, we will be talking about family-centered approach for children with developmental disabilities. In fact, how can we encourage motor learning through routine-based activities? Just one sentence about my hometown. This is Zagreb in Croatia, place where I live and where I was born. I work in Mali Dom. Mali Dom, translated in English, would be Little Home, and it's a public organization founded by the city of Zagreb. We mainly work with children with multiple disabilities and vision impairment. Little Home Zagreb, so we have four key areas of working and development, and those will be transdisciplinary assessment and counseling, early developmental support, daycare program, and education center. We also collaborate with many institutions and professionals in Croatia and also from other parts of the Europe and world. I work in all aspects of of Little Home, and I also have a role as national coordinator for Croatia in European Academy of Childhood Onset Disabilities. This is just some of the areas we work with our children, and you can see on pictures we are trying to make lives of our children really with more quality and to be happy and proactive and have fulfilled the everyday life and activities with parents and with children. Today, our key topics would be family-centered, motor learning, and routine-based. So let's go shortly through each of those. When we speak about family-centered as a term, I really love to use Kane Child's definition. Kane Child is one childhood research disability center in Canada. According to Kane Child, each family we work with is really unique. So there is no two families that are completely same. Family is maybe the only constant in the child's life. And of course, not us as a therapist, but families and parents are the real experts on their child's abilities and needs. And that's the reason why we really need to work closely related to family, and we need to listen to them, respect them, hear them, and really work with them. Usually, when families come to visit us, they seek some advice from us. They have the picture of their children and his or her development, and they want to achieve some developmental goals. And that's the reason why they come to us and they are asking us to help them. But I often question myself and my colleagues also: do we have the same goals? Because we as professionals, I think we should help families to know really enough about their situation, including possibilities. The second point is that self-initiated problems, they can be really different from something others have identified as the problem. For example, if I, as a physiotherapist, said to some parents the problem is this or that, my opinion could be different from what they see as a real problem. So we really want to set common goals, but in order to be able to do that, we need common problem identification. So we need to work with them, to listen to them, and to find what their main concern and maybe problems are, and to work on the specific goals that we have set with them together. When we speak about motor learning, it's all about neurological process that results in the ability to produce a new motor task. And that's why it is called motor learning. And it presents usually permanent change in the motor ability. So when we learn something, it is really permanent. It's hard to imagine that we can forget something that we have learned. And it is a really result of practice and experience. So when we were little children, we learn something and we have learn, and then with lots of trials and errors and practice and experience, we accomplish some new motor task. I work in one program of Little Home. It's a daycare program, and in daycare program we do mainly routine-based interventions, and those will be interventions that are integrated into natural activities of a child. Those will be activities which a child is familiar with that routines. And then we can focus on scaffolding new and complex tasks based on experience that we already have with a child. And also, it is important to understand when some intervention is connected with children's regular day life activities and routines that can be really meaningful and functional for a child. So we are not trying to practice some isolated movement or isolated task. We are really trying to involve some skills into children's routine and everyday activities. They are familiar with the situations and they can learn really proper and with more quality in situations like that. It is really so on the left hand side up you will see the name of one article. It's really nice to read, and it is writing about using routine-based activities and interventions in early education. So we are trying to figure out what routines are best to include the child-targeted interventions. So what will be those everyday activities and routines? Also, what can be used regularly, both from professionals and family? And also, how can we make a plan? But that plan needs to be really understandable to everyone in order that we can follow it consistently. So we are not talking now about some really highly specific plan that only physiotherapist or some special educational teacher will understand. We are talking about something that is equally understandable to all team members, of course, including family and parents, siblings, and rest of the family. In that way, we really want to identify targeted developmental outcomes. We want to identify which will be natural environments. We want to analyze that activities and routines, develop a plan, and then in the end, monitor our progress. Are we successful? Do we need some adaptations or changes or something like that? On really practical example, this is one girl who I work with, and I have worked with her since she was a little baby. Now she's 6 years old. So her name is T. Let's call her T. When we identified which outcomes will be targeted, so we said that T will be able to make transfer from the floor to sitting on the chair. That was one of her daily routines in Little Home. Her natural environments were group lions in Little Home, also home environment and kindergarten, because T she's going to Little Home twice a week, and 3 times a week she is going to her kindergarten. When we analyzed activities and routines, so in which activities and routines T needs to be able to make this transfer, it was when she was looking her daily schedule, when she was going to get meal, breakfast and lunch, and maybe to drink some water or juice or something. When she was learning some new skills, playing music, listening to music, reading some book, and also have like individual rehabilitation work. So those are all routines that T was performing, and it was important for her to get up from the floor to the sitting on a chair. we developed a plan. So this transfer will be made and will be encouraged by colleagues in little home, also by parents in home environment. It was clearly understandable from both sides. So parents understood what we are trying to achieve. We also understand their situations, and it was we tried to implement that in Malidom and also encourage parents and caregivers in kindergarten to make the same routine activities with T when she wasn't in little home. And also we monitored her progress. Now, so it has been a while, but eventually she was able to make this transfer by her own. In the beginning, she really needed a lot of support from therapists, for example, from myself or from mom or dad in the pelvic area and also trunk area because she's a chubby girl and it's not easy to make it wasn't easy back then to make that transfer from sitting on the floor to sitting on a chair. Now she's completely independent and she can do it by her own. And since we are in Ukraine, in person or virtually, as I am, I want to share one experience with you. So in the pictures, you will see little girl. We will call her K because it's the first letter of her name. Um, she has parents. Dad is from Croatia and mother is Ukrainian. And she was really happy when I told her I will be presenting this work for Ukrainian colleagues. On the pictures, you can see, so Kay, she's a visually impaired child, so she's in fact a blind girl, but she really enjoys her life, and her family really enjoys living with her and going through everyday activities with her. Kay is really nice girl. We are learning a lot from each other. I have learned so many from so much from her and her family. I have learned how to adapt myself, how to think differently when working with children, and how to not think strictly professionally as a physiotherapist. So you need to develop this and that skill. You need to do this or that the motor milestone. No, I translated my way of thinking according to needs of a child and a family. So it's been a tough job, but now we are really happy when we are working together. We are exploring new possibilities, new movement possibilities. We are exploring world through routine-based activities. So since she's a blind girl, we are really trying to 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 make outer world adapted to her, close to her, in a way that she can understand her development and the space around herself, but also in a way that she sometimes she needs to adapt herself according to challenges of everyday living. So on these pictures, you can see that we are really using everyday activities, playgrounds, outdoor space, natural sensory environment like parks or leaves or grass, and we are really enjoying and learning so much from one another. And I always say I have the privilege to work with our children and their parents. And last but not the least, parents who were really happy to make this video for you. I don't understand much, but I think you'll understand everything.
Коли ми дізналися з чоловіком, що наша дочка є незрячою, з одної сторони ми відчували велику невпевненість, а з іншої велику потребу, щоб допомогти своїй дитині у гармонійному розвитку відповідно до віку. Сімейно орієнтований підхід, з яким ми зустрілися у малому дому, дав нам впевненість, допоміг ніжно і фахово підтримувати розвиток нашої дитини. Дякуємо, Малиді.
Дякуємо, Малиді. That's all from me. I want to thank you for your attention, and here is my email in case if you want to contact me for any further collaboration. I would be more than happy to join again in some close near future or later. Enjoy the rest of conference, and bye bye.